What's going on, YouTube? Yep, it's him with him plus one reactions coming to you live with a little. It's been on my mind. Well, a lot that's been on my mind actually. Eventually, I'll get a green screen. For right now, we just got flapping plastic in the wind because I'm outside smoking. I do not promote it. Don't smoke cigarettes. It's bad for you people. Anyway, so for the last. Alright, let's go back. I started Everlasting Lawns Landscape Maintenance. Right there it is. But in October. Let's see, October, November, December, January, February, March. 5 months ago. All I had was a truck. I had one little itty bitty job lined up that was like 10 bales of pine straw and pruned one bush. Got spoke too soon because I was gonna give them a cheaper price, but hey, you wanna pay me more? Hey, I'm alright with that. But it's like $250 for the pine straw, and had to prune, not even prune, but it's like privacy crazy looking bush he had in the back. I don't know. So it's kind of weird, but it's all good. No judgment here. But he just wanted like the really, really long sapling just kind of cut off. So that's what I did. Next it was going to be, he wanted me to remove about 30 trees. And I got to thinking about it and I'm like, man, there's just no way. There's no way I can, there's a way I can drop them, cut them, blah, blah, blah. There's always a way, trust me. But I would have had to at the time had a trailer big enough that I could have borrowed. Had a truck. That F-150's got 500 horsepower. It's like 498 to the rear wheels. No joke. Don't believe me, come drive it. Whatever. Call me a liar. Don't care. Don't bother me. Anyway. But still, it's still wear and tear. You're hauling logs. To carry them to the mill, if they're accepting them at the time, they have to be like 12 foot 6 inches, 14 6 or like 16 foot sections. Don't quote me on that. Another 12 foot one, and I think 16. Anyway, had a 16 foot low trailer I could have borrowed. But alright, dropping these trees, whatever. So I'm working my butt off, to get the trees ready. 3 days. It's a lot of work. Delimiting them, measuring them, cutting them, putting the brush over here, logs over here. Would have had to rent a skid steer at the time to load up, so it would have just been so much planning to go into that to make it all work. And the closest sawmill was like 45 minutes one way. So how many trips can you make before they close? It wasn't very beneficial. Wouldn't have been. So it's probably the smartest business move I made since I've been in business, to not do that. Me and the guy still talk to this day. Picked up a aeration and seeding job. Guy had a Bermuda lawn. Actually is a doctor or a surgeon or something like that, or makes surgical tools. I don't know. Real cool dude. Still talk to him. Stop by there, check on his lawn, give him advice all the time. But had a Bermuda yard. Anybody knows anything about landscaping knows Bermuda, zoysia, that family is very hard to get rid of. There's these things called rhizomes and stolons, which means it grows above ground and it grows underground. So keep that in mind if you're ever mowing. If yours your yard and there's a fescue yard right next door, don't throw your chute toward the fescue yard and throw all them zoysia clippings all in it, or Bermuda, because that Bermuda and zoysia is just going to take over. And it is very, very expensive and labor intensive to get rid of. Anyway, that's besides the point, too. I'm just kind of rambling here into how I got to where I am today. To a 5-star, highly recommended company. And I've only been in business 5 months, and I don't even advertise. I just had these hats made like 2 weeks ago, and this is the only one. Me and my fiance both got a shirt. I done actually dropped the cherry fell out of my cigarette on my shirt while I was driving. So it's got like 3 holes in it. Dadgummit. But it's all good. I can cover that up. But, so no advertisement other than word of mouth. Didn't even make a Facebook page at that time. Nothing. And ended up posting something on the marketplace, I believe it was. And I got a few hits here, a few hits there, but nothing major. Well, the guy that I actually did that little pine straw job for called me. He said, "Hey man, I got this huge job for you over in one of the rich neighborhoods by South Point Mall in Durham." I'm like, "All right, well, what are you talking?" He said, "Man, it's been like a $4,000 job. Blah, blah, blah." So, dumb business move, listening to him, but he did know the lady. But, so, he took me over there. I actually followed him. He drove his car, I drove my truck. And looked at this job. House and yard had been neglected for, I think it was 2 years or more. It wasn't no less than 2 years. It was bare dirt. The bushes, some bushes, I don't even know why they were planted where they were planted, but hey, landscapers think different, I guess. Certain bushes belong in certain places. Crepe myrtles don't belong beside your house, alright? Just throwing that out there. They don't belong there. Anyway. But went and looked at that, and he was telling me something about some trees and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm capable, whatever. Well, when I talked to the homeowner, and she'd actually just spent like $25,000 renovating the inside of that home, not thinking about the yard. And we got to talking, and I told her, I said, it's going to take a lot of topsoil, because it was just hard dirt. Bunch of shade, trees, bushes, corner lot. There was a whole lot going on that just would say, hey, grass will not grow here. I'd be daggone. I can make it grow. Promise you. Anyway. So, and I know I say anyway too many times. Anyways. Talking to her on the phone, and I just made my first contract. And for some big jobs, I do ask for some of the money up front for materials, etc. You know, which is not uncommon. But if I have the money, I will cover it. If I don't, I don't. But ended up being, I was going to aerate seed the whole front and the side. Going to prune all the bushes. Was 6 yards of mulch. And really a general cleanup at the same time. And there was this outrageous bush on the side I really had to do some work on. But anyway, so she after I met her, actually right before I met her, I remember I was at Walmart in Durham on the clearance aisle actually, And she had called me and got to talking to me, and I was telling her what this guy had said and what she wanted done. And she was like, no, I never said nothing about that. Told me what she wanted done. And because I remember talking to her one time before, going off of his price. Because supposedly he done figured out a price. Like they done agreed on a price, supposedly. Allegedly. Well, they hadn't. I did not know that. I was just trusting him. Because why shouldn't I? He's not done me wrong before. You like my beer mug? Mountain Dew all day. So, anyway, he's had $4,000. Yes, I'm smoking back to back because I'm about to go to bed. And I'm really stressed out. I'm venting here. At the same time while I tell y'all this. Because this is even breathtaking for me and very inspiring and emotional. But, so, she was like, wow, 4,000, that's too much. But the job that she wanted done does cost. I mean, you're talking about a full-on renovation. And this was my first big job. I told her, I said, you know what? Because I could get a deal on top for at the time where I could actually get it for free. And there was something else that I could get where I would hardly have to charge her anything for. So I did the math, and I was going to end up making like $400 profit if everything went smooth. I told her, I said, you know what? I can do the job for you for $2,000. And she said, no. I want to pay you $3,200. And I'm like, are you sure? She was like, yeah. I'm like, okay. It's fine with me, I guess. But I offered, to try to help her out, understand. I don't judge people on where they live. Just because you live in a nice, rich, fancy neighborhood doesn't mean you're rich. It means you work your butt off your whole life to get to where you are. Don't mean you have money. You might have some money. I don't know. I don't care. It's not my business to know. But so me and my fiance actually went with me on this walkthrough of the yard. She was wanting this done, that done, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, okay, well I can do this, it's no problem. Blah blah blah. By myself, might take me a max 2 days. Said, all right, signed the contract, gave me half the money up front. She was going to do 1,200, and no 1,200, 800, and then payments every month of $325 or something like that till it was paid in full, which worked for me. She seemed like a very trustworthy woman, so I was going to give her the benefit of the doubt. On the way to that job, didn't even make it out of Roxborough. The F-150, brand new F-150 I just bought 4 days before this starts acting up. I'm on the way out there. Hadn't even made it out of Roxborough. I pulled over in the Walmart parking lot, called my soon-to-be uncle-in-law, who knows a lot about vehicles. He came out there. I thought it was a misfire. That's what it seemed like. Engine light didn't come on. Well, we was going to take it back to the shop and I guess go from there at the time. But on the way back to the shop, the engine light came on. Had it plugged in. Said bank to timing over retarded. I was like, wow, I bought a retarded truck. That's great. What does that mean? Like, my timing was off. It gives you a list of the three, the three common solutions. The first one is change your VVT solenoids, your variable valve timing solenoids. Change both of them out, relearn them to the computer. Didn't fix it. Next step, camshaft sensors. Change them out, relearn them to the computer. Didn't fix it. So, what next? $3,000 in parts. after I just spent everything I didn't have on this truck. I think I actually had a leaf blower at the time, a Steel BR430. That was it. That's all. That's the only piece of equipment I owned. That one blower. No weed eaters, no mowers, no nothing, not even a wheelbarrow. With the money she gave me up front, I had to go buy a wheelbarrow and actually bought that blower. And I was going to buy a weed eater and stuff like that. But then when the truck messed up, I'm like, yeah. So fortunately, the uncle-in-law has steel equipment. I actually talked him into a year ago buying an FS91R because he definitely needed an upgrade from where he was at. That steel was ancient. Plus the clutch went out. So he let me use it, his trailer. And to do this job, he let me use one of his trucks. He has several. So, but $3,000 in parts to redo the timing. To spend everything I didn't have, if you get what I'm saying, on that F-150. So I'm already in debt. And I'm doing a $3,200 job, but I'm only seeing $2,000 of that. And $500 of that's going on materials. There's $1,500. $3,000 worth of parts. So that job that was supposed to get me ahead and kind of start getting me a little nest egg to build on, that went to crap. But the job was completed, and the results are on my Facebook page, Everlasting Lawns. You can Google it. Be the third one that comes up. Everlasting Lawns Landscape and Maintenance. The and sign, not and. Be the third one. Say Roxborough, North Carolina. 13 years experience. Go check it out. It'll be way down at the bottom. Be this nice, huge house with a just crap yard. Then go up to 2 weeks later where there's grass in that yard this tall. Even I was impressed. I got some secrets. But anyway, after that, I had a few basic mows. I got my first commercial contract. Not commercial, but complete maintenance. It's actually high-end mowing, you know, the whole 9 yards, edging beds, making sure the yard you can eat off of it. And this lady was beyond picky. Man, like I'm telling you. I kept trying to pass her off to a buddy of mine that owns a lawn care company. And finally I got him to the point where he talked to her. He was like, ain't no way. But me and her split ways on a good note. But I just couldn't do it. I can't go all the way from Roxborough to Durham, and you're paying me $300 a month for a complete maintenance. You're already getting a deal. I don't care what the crappy company that ruined your yard charged you before. Look at the results you got. These idiots sprayed Roundup and Crossbow on the turf and then aerated and seeded the next day. Yeah. I lost probably about $2,000 in her yard. Getting it back right for her. To where she was satisfied and I was satisfied with the results. It's on my Facebook too. Losing money. Still have no equipment. I was literally using demo mowers. Doing anything I had to do. Renting pruners, renting this, renting that. Just, whew, talk about stressful. I was like, you know what? It's aerating season. You know, aerating season is time to make some money. But right after that, it's the off season. Them 2 dreadful months that I somehow made it through. But the plan was, I had a full-time job and was running my own business. Well, the full-time job ended up, someone else offered me a job, went for the interview. They gave me the position. Told me this was on Wednesday. I'm supposed to start the coming Friday. That's when payroll started over. talked to my previous employer. They said, hey, you got to do whatever's best for you. I'm not mad at you, no hard feelings. All right then, cool. So I'm done there. Thursday night, I literally get a text saying, hey, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but we done some thinking and decided because it's about to slow down, we don't need to take on any new employees right now. So here it is, the off season. I have no job, nothing. Don't know what I'm gonna do. Fortunately, my uncle-in-law, soon to be uncle-in-law, let me kind of be a laborer for his well drilling company, Barnett Well Drilling. No, he didn't pay me much. He paid me $10 an hour. But that was better than nothing at the time. And I'm very grateful for that. And then came the skid steer opportunity. And man, the jobs came rolling in from Graydon. Rolling in. Just such quick, easy money. And of course, some crazy crap happened with that. I'm not getting into that, but to where a job that I had planned I couldn't even go do because I'm borrowing somebody else's truck and trailer to pull that 9,700 pound skid steer. So, told him to come get it. Why not? What can I do with it? Put Christmas lights on it? You know? So, something that's sitting ain't gonna pay for itself. Now, I'm getting hits on grading jobs left and right. Just went and bid one in Graham, North Carolina for a couple grand. Going to Raleigh, then talked to the guy, then gave him a price. He sent me pictures on Messenger and gave him a price, and it's a good chunk of change and a good healthy profit. Everything goes smooth. Again, I have no equipment. I have no mowers. I don't have a weed eater. I don't have a blower right now. Nothing. The plan was in that off season to save money, get the taxes back. My fiance's got pretty decent credit, but she doesn't have enough credit history. Put the F-150 in her name. Put this tablet in her name. The cell phone in her name. Anything I could to get her some credit history. And everything just went south. Like, there was a time where I honestly was thinking in my mind that she was almost going to have to file for bankruptcy. She was. The innocent one who was just trying to help me out. But I'm trying my hardest, doing everything I possibly can. Now, here it is, peak season again for mowing. Do I have a mower sitting under the shed right now? Yup. Brand spanking new X-Mark Steries S-Series. Literally, just released these models. I didn't know they came out with them yet. Had 0.01 hours when I picked it up as a demo. To mow some yards. Then all of a sudden the trailer has to go to Missouri to carry a motorcycle. Fortunately, there was another trailer there. It's just rougher on my truck. But it's crazy. I literally started, though, a 5-star company that's high, just as high and higher recommended than a lot of the companies that have been in business 15, 20 years. Why? Because the way I carry myself. Because I have the knowledge and know-how, and I'm going to go get it done. I'm going to get the results you want. No, I may not own a piece of equipment yet. I'm going to get there, I promise you. But I started a 5-star business and have done over 200 jobs altogether. But things just kept going bad left and right with the truck, replacing stuff on it. I mean, it was just crazy. Like, everything that could go wrong, go wrong. And here I am, clients actually built up, that I have to go to weekly and mow. Literally mow, weed eat, edge, blow. I don't have a mower, a weed eater, a blower, a trailer. None of that. But I still get it done. But tell me that ain't crazy to you. Because it's crazy to me how I managed to do that. I never thought that it would actually go like it did and take off like it did. And it took off well. And to start where I'm starting at now with the clientele I have and customers, and every day getting 2 or 3 phone calls on big jobs and mowing, but grading jobs. What is it to go rent a skid steer and have it delivered? Nothing. It's going to cost you about $800 sometimes at the highest. But guess what? You're going to make at least $1,000 to $1,500 profit off a 30-minute job. Sounds worth it to me in a day. How about you? So that's how Everlasting Lawns Landscape Maintenance has ran. And you want to talk about some stress on figuring this out and figuring that out and trying to get a mower to go mow these yards and do this and do that. It has just been, it's beaten me and beaten me and beaten me and beaten me to the point the other day I was just about to say screw it and pull the page down, and Everlasting Lawns Landscape Maintenance no longer exists. Out of business. It's very stressful right now. That's why I ain't been on here. But there's the truth behind how this whole company started with it, which is actually should be an inspiration to a lot of people. You can do whatever you want to do if you set your mind to it. You just have to fully set your mind to it, and you will succeed. I was a hardcore drug addict just 4 years ago. Now I own a 5-star successful, highly recommended business. And yes, last year, did I make a decent amount of money through that business? Yeah. But every dime and then some went right back into repairs. And unfortunately, not getting equipment and stuff that I needed. But opportunities just keep coming my way to get these things. So, got 2 or 3 big things coming up very quickly. See if they happen or not. Nothing's ever guaranteed in life, people, but you just gotta keep trying. But you know, when you get to that point where you're at your breaking point, which I was at the other night, and kind of still am, still very stressed. I can't sleep. I'm lucky if I get 3 hours of sleep a night right now. But I go out and work all day and still somehow manage to figure out how I'm going to make all these things happen in my mind. Should be mine. It blows my mind on how I pull it off. But I do. So here's the guy that doesn't own a single piece of equipment that's out here competing with the big dogs. They have all the equipment in the world. How is that? Pride, quality, results. It's because I care about my client's yard as if it were my own. Does that mean I'm going to spend 10 hours there a day? No. I'm going to spend as much time necessary. But anyway, so there's the spiel on what's actually going on. And the fiance, the plus one, is really stressed out about it because she wants to help. She wants to do something. But there's nothing she can do. But hey, at least I did it backwards. I built up the clientele to know that if I get this mower, I can pay for it. If I get this, it's paid for. Instead of getting the equipment and not knowing if you can pay for it or not, if it's not being used, it's not being paid for. Supposedly my truck's being sold Tuesday. That's what the guy said last night. He seems kind of strange today. I don't know. We'll see. If it does, it does. It don't, it don't. I don't even want to sell the truck. I love my truck. I'm trying to sell it to get some money to get a cheaper truck to get some equipment. Gotta make sacrifices. And it sucks. All I've done to that truck. It sucks. I promise you, there's been more putting parts in that truck than I've paid for it. What can you do? You gotta do what you gotta do, because what I want and what my dream is a lawn care landscape company, and I have it. I've got that part. I'm established. I'm highly recommended. No clients ever said a bad thing about me. I've got Christmas cards from clients. I could show you. I could go inside and grab them right now with this tablet one about to die. You're the hardest worker we have ever had in our yard. Thank you for all you do for us. With some money in them. Like, it's very emotional and very humbling. You know, I should be grateful for what I do have, because I do have a lot more than a lot of people. But yet, I tend to get stuck on the things that I don't have. Character defect I gotta work on. Gotta look at that man in the mirror every day. Gotta have a talk with him every morning. But sometimes it just don't work. And I hate feeling the way I'm feeling right now. I hate the way my fiance is feeling right now. You know, but she handles things a certain way, and I handle things a certain way. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna make something happen. The end. She's got a full-time job. She's good. So, has she been paying my way? No. She has helped. Yes. Of course. But I've helped her as well. When you're engaged, about to be married, it's all about teamwork. But anyway, so there you go. There's the inspiring, motivational story right there. It should be. To know that you can own your own 5-star, highly recommended, successful landscape company with not a single piece of equipment but a truck. So, till next time, it's him, of Him Plus One Reactions, and also owner and operator. I've done all these jobs by myself too, people. So, of Everlasting Lawns Landscape and Maintenance, call for your free quote. No, I have no equipment, but I will be there to quote it. It's free, and the job will get done, and the results will blow your mind, and so will the price. 919-214-1155. Y'all have a good night. I'm going to go try to get me some sleep now.